Welcome back to the story of the No Germans Minecraft server. This part covers the entire AE time and will be the longest part, so let's get into it. At this point in the server, Harry was the weakest player, so he set out to find diamonds in 1050 AE. Soon, in 1100 AE, Jacob and Nathan rejoined, and a new player, Kaiden, joined for the first time. Because he was the weakest, Harry was given his own dimension by Eli. It was called the German Dimension. Also, this is not admin abuse. If you say it was admin abuse, I will personally come to your house. And never mind. Because Eli realized he could make dimensions, he made the Hunger Games dimension. After making the dimension in 1130 AE, he invited people to it. And in 1145 AE, the Hunger Games started with Kaiden, Harry, and Jacob all being in it. However, there was a desert temple where they all went in, and they went into the loot section and got blown up using all their items because keep inventory does not apply to the Hunger Games dimension. In 1200 AE, the Hunger Games were done. After returning to the overworld, Harry found his first diamonds. Soon after, Jacob found his first diamonds. Later, Greg and Lexi joined for the first time. In 1250 AE, Harry got what he wanted, what he needed: diamond armor. Also, Greg got his own room in the German base. Due to all the new people joining, Harry built a homeless shelter. However, soon after, a major conflict would break out. But before we tell you how, we must tell you why. Kaiden and Lexi decided to build a base under the German base. It was known as Lexi's base. However, the Germans, their next door neighbors, were very mad about this. So the Germans, Harry, Greg, and Jacob, started World War II. The invasion commenced, and Lexi and Kaiden were quickly slaughtered. After the war, Jacob, Greg, and Lexi left the game for an unknown period of time. Harry, being bored, left in 1400 AE. In 1500 AE, Jacob, Greg, and Lexi came back and formed the midget cult. They also got shrunk to become midgets. There are two subspecies of midgets: Jacob-sized midgets, about 0.25 Minecraft blocks, and Lexi-sized midgets, about 0.50 Minecraft blocks. Now, Jacob-sized midgets have an attack debuff, as they're smaller. Well, the same cannot be said about Lexi-sized midgets. Unfortunately for Lexi-sized midgets, they were very scarce and have gone extinct in the present day. But hey, that's just a theory, a Minecraft biology theory. In 1550 AE, Eli did something massive, something that would change the entire server for years to come. What he did? He mined iron. So, we already have the midget cult, but shouldn't there be more? Well, that's what Harry thought, because in 1905 AE, he made the Mr. Beast cult. 5 years later, drugs were being dealt and traded around the German base and Lexi's base. In 1916 AE, the Mr. Beast cult died. Harry joined the midgets. Next, a shocking revelation occurred. It turns out the Mr. Beast cult and the midget cult are both under the German Nazi cult, which owns the entire server. Since the midget cult was just made, they needed a base, so they built one next to the German base. In 1942 AE, a giant spider named Sheila emerged from the ocean and began attacking the German area. So Jacob and Harry fought it and defeated it soon after. Then, Midget Bill, also known as the temporary midget base, was created. Then 2 years later, Sheila returned. This time, there were multiple. However, the midgets prevailed and defeated them. In 2000 AE, Harry built a secret trapdoor above Lexi's house. You likely remember the Hunger Games dimension. Well, in 2015 AE, it collapsed due to its sun being a dwarf star, turning it into a black hole and destroying the Hunger Games universe. 185 years later, Vein Miner was installed, and in 2215 AE, Eli found a trial chamber and got potions from it. In 2230 AE, Jacob, Harry, and Greg explored the deep dark. In 2245 AE, Eli gave Pot underground. Jacob, Harry, and Greg then returned to the surface and began building Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Due to the German area becoming more urban, cows disappeared from the area. Because of this, food was scarce, so Lexi profited off of this by creating a bakery. You'd likely remember World War II from earlier in the video. Well, World War II too happened in 2716 AE, where Greg and Jacob killed Lexi. By this point, the only people on the server were all midgets, meaning they had taken it over. Also, all Lexi-sized midgets evolved into Jacob-sized midgets by this point. In 2819 AE, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was almost complete, and in 2826 AE, it was done. Now, you likely remember Shelob, and in 2827 AE, Shelob returned, starting the war known as Shelob vs. FNAF, which lasted from 2828 AE all the way to 2844 AE. During the war, unrelated things happened, such as a skeleton being banned from the game for reasons I cannot say, and the mountain near the Durham base was getting mob-proofed. In 2930 AE, more conflict happened, with piglins trying to invade the Durham base, but they failed. In 2945 AE, World War II happened. In it, Greg and Lexi fought for no reason. 3 years later, yes, I'm aware, I'm being repetitive, please keep watching, it's revealed that the German Nazi cult took over the server, as all cults are subcults of the German Nazi cult. At the start of the 31st century, FNAF attempted to acquire the animatronic known as Golden Freddy, but henceforth, their efforts were futile. Continuing through the 3rd millennium AE, Nathan and Jacob achieved netherite status, invented flight through elytras, and also constructed a facility known as the Floating Complex, which was a double attraction of a creeper farm and a sugarcane farm. In the start of the 4th millennium AE, Harry attempted to catch up by mining netherite. Soon, he got 10 ingots, but he had a null amount of netherite templates. At the start of the 5th millennium AE, the well-known character known as Jacob added an XP farm to the Floating Complex. However, due to the XP farm drawing power from the monsters of the night, several escaped. This event was henceforth known as the Outbreak. 5 years later, the Outbreak concluded, but the XP farm would have more outbreaks for years to come. In lighter news, in 5020 AE, the cow crisis ended, with cows returning to the German area. Unfortunately, most wood around the German area was gone in 5270 AE due to the dangerous figure known as Herobrine, who removed all the leaves, and the player mined the tree logs. In 5344, the XP farm was finished. 6410 AE, Japan is created by Lexi, but someone griefed it, which was a major problem. In 8000 AE, Harry trapped a villager and profited off of it to buy an upgrade template from Nathan, allowing him to get full netherite armor. At the same time, Reed returned to the server. Since there was already Germany and Japan, Harry began building Italy in the German area, and Reed began mining the desert so he could build the Colosseum, which he has not done yet as the time I'm writing the script. In 9234 AE, Jacob built the swastika at spawn. 11410 AE, Jacob introduces his castle that he and Greg built. It was the biggest build on the server at the time. Then Jacob planned to get the Chirp music disc. Harry helped with this, and Jacob and Harry trapped a creeper and got to be shot by a skeleton, giving them a music disc. In 270 AE, Greg blew up the XP farm. This was known as the Hidden. Nathan, Harry, Jacob, and Greg soon fixed it. However, Greg was banned from the XP farm for one real-life day after this. After the previous events, a wall began construction around the German area, and Lexi built a giant donut in the German area. Harry improved infrastructure by connecting Freddy Fazbear's Pizza to Italy. He also began building the Italian tropical village resort. In 18026 AE, Harry and Jacob discovered the ancient abandoned structure known as Greg's Old Base. In 19003 AE, Lexi built North Korea, while Harry built the secret domain under the castle. Soon, it was discovered by Greg and Jacob, but they thought it was cool, so so it got a connection to the main castle. Following the previous occurrences, Jacob built a passage near the castle, while Harry continued his work on the Italian tropical resort. Due to the fact that nothing was in the Nether, Harry and Jacob built the Nether Roof civilization in 25,000 AE, which included the Nether bunker. After years of work, Harry completed the Italian tropical resort. Unfortunately, in 26,000 AE, the server broke. Despite the glitchiness, Jacob was able to build a sewer under the castle. Thankfully, 2,000 years after it broke, the server was fixed. In 28,001, Epstein Island began construction. However, Siri did not like this and haunted the server. But Siri, being an introvert, left as soon as Callan joined. Due to public concerns, swastika spawn was removed in 310 AE. Well, Bikini Bottom began construction next to Epstein's Island. The exterior of said island and Squidward's house were both completed soon after. The underground network under Epstein's Island began construction, while Jacob found an island which became his private island, Jacob's Island. In 3500 AE, Ethan joined, and Jacob built the youth temple at spawn. Then Harry began to traffic villagers, while Ethan joined the midgets. Jacob and Harry succeeded in villager trafficking and got a villager to the island. He was named Fred. Later, they got a second one to the island. Due to thousands of years of war and famine, the German village became abandoned and lost all its villagers. Then Ethan and Harry went to the XP farm, but Ethan accidentally blew it up. Unfortunately, Fred the villager, one of the last two villagers from the German village, died in a freak accident in 35,000 AE. Harry, looking for more villagers, found one north of the spawn known as XP Town. However, it was abandoned too. Jacob informed Harry of East German City, which Harry then went to. Before Harry arrived, a new player, Lincoln, joined. He got full netherite armor and a mace on his first day playing. This is the literary definition of aura. When Harry arrived in East German City, he saw there were loads of villagers, so he took two. The journey from East German City to the island was long and treacherous, but thanks to flight technology, they arrived safely in 35,005 AE. The first baby villager was born on Epstein's Island. Like and subscribe for part 3.